Now, the other areas that I would love to go is the 10 steps to touring. Now, it is very important, right? And I'll read it off. I couldn't maintain all 10 in my head. Anyway, you have to identify the market. You have to package the brand. You got to negotiate personnel, right? You have to create a budget. You have to secure a well respected agent, because that goes a long way too. It's not just an agent, you know, it has to be a well-respected agent in the industry, because by doing that you get a little more leeway. Because I'll tell you what I mean by that is that many agents who has big groups, what they'll do is say to a promoter, listen, put so and so reggae act on the bill with this act, you know, and they'll make it up at a later date. So you get the opportunity to be on bills with other major acts, because in the years gone by, we usually have to pay the promoter to get on a bill with a major act. But luckily, agents now can manipulate by doing a little of those things, right? Next thing, you got to confirm your bookings. Now, all contracts are done by the agent. The agents are not supposed to sign any contracts, right? The contracts are signed by the artist or the artist representative. The agent draws up the contract, negotiates the deal, sends it to your management office. Your management office goes through it. Anything that he doesn't like, he changes and so on. And then he signs the contract, sends it back to the agent. The agent sends it to the promoter, and each person has a copy of their contract. Now, the other thing is logistics. It's the most important thing, because you have to arrange the tours in such a way that it moves from one state to the next state to the next country, so you don't find you're going north, coming south, going back up north, going east, and it tires you out. Because you have to understand that when you're on the road touring, it's like a home away from home. So the more you can make people comfortable, it's the more they can tolerate it, because it's not easy to have 15 or 16 people in a bus that you have to get up every day looking their face and go through everything, you know. It's tough. But once your mind is conditioned and the situation is so applicable that you can enjoy it, tours can be one of the most enjoyable things, because it can becomes like a working holiday for you all. You're meeting fans, you're going from country to country, you're getting opportunities that you would never get out of the entertainment business, you know, meeting dignitaries, meeting superstars, you know, fans chasing you, and you're now a star, you're now a cultural ambassador for your country, right? So you have to look at it from that perspective, you know. And you see, by doing that, you yourself have to realize that you are representing your country. So people are looking up to you. When you go to these different countries, you're put in a category almost like the president or the prime minister of that country. You're treated royally, right? So people are expecting that a first class treatment from you. You know, you have to know to behave yourself. You have to know discipline yourself. If you're supposed to turn up for interviews, you have to be on time. You know, you don't set a TV interview for 6 o'clock and you turn up at 8. It's 2 hours burnt up. That cannot be recouped. And you have to consider that discipline is one of the most important things for an artist. And discipline comes in every aspect, not just in on stage performing for 45 minutes, you know. It goes with just about every aspect of the business. Now, you have to the processing of work permits, as I spoke before, you have to make sure you have work permits to go into these areas, and that is something you acquire earlier on, right? Now, promotion is a very important thing, and as I said before, some tours can afford to take a publicist, some cannot, but you should have someone who is tapping into the promotion in every city or state that you're going to perform, to make sure that the promotion is going fully 100%. The promoters are doing their best, because some promoters will just not spend enough to promote you. And the worst thing is when an artist goes to perform in a 10,000 seater and he's only performing in front of 700 people. It comes like that's an empty hall, you see. And there are times too, this is very important, when a promoter may book you for, say, a 5,000 seater hall, but as he gets close to the time of the show, he has to move it to a smaller hall. It's not that some artists take it as a disrespect, but it's not a disrespect. It's something to help your career. Because if he sees that within a week or a few days, you're just pre-sold X amount of ticket, you know, he knows what is going to happen on the walk-up day. So he moves it to a much smaller hall, so at least you're playing to a packed hall. It's better to play into a 2,000-seater packed with people outside fighting to come in, more than trying to play in a 10,000-seater with 2,000 people inside. It's empty, and then it's look bad on the artist's career that he didn't do good. So it's, you have to consider that, and don't take it as a disrespect. It has happened many times, and a lot of artists gets upset when they move it to a much smaller hall. But it's a strategic move to help and boost your career, because psychologically people are saying you sold out such and such a venue instead of you played into an empty venue. Alright? In this topic, the last part of it is to ensure that you have product distribution. What's the point of going out and touring and working hard night after night when the next day they go to the record store and your record is not available? So a lot of these promoters now are asking, you know, if these products are available in the area. So it helps. Records are played on the radio station. The station that are helped to promote the show have your product to play. But if they have nothing to play, then what's the point of touring? And I've had it many times where artists are calling me, they want to go on tour. Is your product out? No, but I just mashed down a show in the country, so and so. It's not about that. You see, it's all about your career. You have to look at it. You are doing something to enhance your career, that even if you don't go out and make a big returns financially, at least your career has been moved to another big level. But if you go out there to tour and there's nothing out there, it's not helping you. So you must have product in the area. Now, there are many kinds of tours, I've said. People are doing tours now via internet. People are doing tours now via their own tour. And people are doing tour to sell their merchandise, right? Because that's the way in this present time now. We have to look at the different areas or you can bring income in, and touring, as I said, is the #1 vehicle now to make an artist earn money. But you cannot rely solely on just the fee for performance, right? These other areas that I've been talking about is very important that you need to have with you out on the road. So you need to have a very experienced person who's going to handle your merchandise, who's going to handle all your paraphernalias. You can take things Jamaica with you. Don't have to be necessary reggae stuff, because people like to have just a piece of your country. Anything that represents you, your culture and your music, you can take that along with you, and you have a very professional person who knows how to handle that. Not somebody's gonna go lie down, sleep in the hotel, and he turns up at the venue when the artist is at the venue. He has to be at the venue before the doors are open to find a strategic point, so when people comes in, because one thing for sure, when people find a spot by the stage, they ain't moving to come to go to buy anything. They want to get it when they're coming in. And then after the show, yes, they would like to, but if there is a big long line, a man is not going to stand up in a line for 2 hours to get some stuff to take home. He's just going to say, oh, I get it another time, and you lose out there. So you have to have an experienced person who's going to be at the venue from early in the evening, right by the door, a strategic point where, and at least if there's more than one entrance, you have it at all the entrance so people can get the stuff that they need. So here we are on International Reggae Day, and this is our Music Business Forum, and I'm Copeland Forbes, your tour manager, tour coordinator, booking. I have done everything that you can think of, and my branding of Ready My Life is going to be one of the most important thing, because we're going to have the whole aspect of the industry involved in it, and then we'll climatize with a book and a major concert that will be involve most of the artists. It won't be able to have all the artists. Most of the artists that I've worked with over the 47 years, from the Wailers come right down to the last, Luciano, Mighty Diamond. I must give credit to the Mighty Diamonds, because